All right, so ready to trade in those snow boots for maybe some flip-flops?
Sounds good to me.
You sent us this episode from the Hopeton Lifestyle podcast. And, well, let's just say it got me daydreaming about warmer climates.
Yeah, it's all about affordable retirement havens.
Affordable retirement havens, exactly. And they really went all in, huh? Like 10 countries in total.
8 countries.
Mexico, Portugal,
Costa Rica,
Ecuador, Vietnam, Nicaragua, Spain,
Panama, Colombia, and
Thailand.
yeah, they really span the globe.
Beaches, mountains, bustling cities, quiet towns. We've got a lot to
A
cover.
lot to cover. And what's cool is they didn't just go for the obvious tourist traps, They found places with this unique combo of, well, affordability, of course, but also culture, and that's something that retirees are looking for.
Okay, I like where this is going. So first up, Mexico. But they didn't just stop at Mexico is cheap, right?
Oh, no, they got specific. They zeroed in on 2 cities, Mérida and Puerto Vallarta.
Mérida. Okay. I'm not as familiar with that one.
Well, get ready to be charmed. They described it as having this amazing colonial architecture, a really vibrant cultural scene, and, a slower pace of life.
All right, I'm already intrigued. What about Puerto Vallarta? That one's definitely on my radar.
It's popular for a reason, right? Gorgeous beaches, of course.
Yeah.
But they also talked about the strong expat community there, which can make a big difference when you're settling in somewhere new.
Yeah, for sure. And, I mean, come on. The food in Puerto Vallarta is legendary.
Right. They even mentioned this specific restaurant, Gabby's, known for its authentic Mexican dishes and live music.
Oh, live music. Okay, you had me at authentic. But bottom line, how much does it cost to live in these Mexican hotspots?
They estimated around $1,500 a month for a comfortable lifestyle in either Mérida or Puerto Vallarta. That includes rent, food, healthcare, even a little fun money.
Not bad at all. All right, I'm ready to hop across the pond. Next stop, Portugal. Always wanted to go.
And the Hopeton Lifestyle folks, they were all about the Algarve region.
Algarve, yeah, known for that stunning coastline.
Exactly. Dramatic cliffs, hidden coves, beautiful beaches. They described it as like a more chill alternative to those busier Mediterranean spots.
Okay, now I'm picturing myself like on a cliffside patio, glass of wine in hand, overlooking the ocean.
Sounds pretty good, doesn't it?
Dangerous, but good. But tell me more. What else did they love about the Algarve?
Well, that mild climate, for one. Apparently it's sunny like almost all the time, over 300 days a year.
Wow. Sold. But wait, there's more.
Oh, yeah, there's tons of history to explore, too. Ancient Roman ruins, charming medieval towns. You'll never be bored.
Okay, so relaxation and exploration, check and check. But how does it stack up price-wise compared to Mexico?
A little pricier, but still very reasonable. Think around $2,000 a month for a comfortable lifestyle.
Not bad, especially considering Portugal's got that excellent healthcare system, which they mentioned as a big plus.
Definitely a big plus.
All right, switching gears completely now. We're heading to the land of lush rainforests and stunning beaches. Costa Rica.
Costa Rica.
Thinking about it makes me feel relaxed.
The Hopeton Lifestyle podcast, they were huge fans. Called it a paradise for eco-retirement.
Eco-retirement, what's up?
Basically, retiring in a way that's, sustainable, connected to nature, and Costa Rica's got that in spades.
Makes sense. So any particular towns or areas they recommended?
They highlighted 2 towns, Atenas and Grisha.
Okay, haven't heard of those.
They're both inland, so away from the coast. Known for being peaceful, beautiful.
Peaceful and beautiful, just what I'm looking for.
Right. Atenas, it's surrounded by coffee plantations and rolling hills.
Oh.
And then Grisha, it's nestled in a valley with views of volcanoes.
Okay, that's it. I'm booking a flight. But first, the important question. How much are we talking, money-wise?
For a comfortable lifestyle in either Atenas or Grisha, around $1,800 a month. That includes renting a nice home, enjoying that fresh local food, and even taking advantage of all those outdoor activities. Hiking, bird watching, exploring the rainforest.
All right, so we've got sunny beaches, charming colonial towns, and now lush rainforests. Is there anything this list doesn't have?
Well, how about some majestic mountains? Because next up is Ecuador. And it's got mountains galore.
Perfect. I've always wanted to visit the Andes. So what stood out to them about Ecuador?
They were really impressed with how diverse it is, landscape-wise. You've got beaches, mountains, rainforests, even the Galapagos Islands.
All in one country. That's amazing. So where should we head first?
They raved about Cuenca. It's nestled in the Andes Mountains, known for its colonial architecture, vibrant culture, and super friendly people. Plus, there's a large expat community there, which can make settling in a lot easier.
That's always a plus. And cost of living. Is it as budget-friendly as the other places?
Even better, actually. Around $1,500 a month for a very comfortable life in Cuenca. And get this, Ecuador uses the US dollar.
No currency exchange. That's a huge bonus. Okay, I'm ready for change of scenery. Let's go to Asia. Vietnam is next, and I've heard nothing but amazing things about it.
Oh yeah, the Hopeton Lifestyle folks were blown away by the energy of Vietnamese cities, especially Ho Chi Minh City and Da Nang.
Ho Chi Minh City, I can only imagine.
Right, they described it as this crazy mix of old and new. Ancient temples next to modern skyscrapers, and that street food scene, legendary.
Ugh, the food. I'm already drooling.
What about Da Nang? Beautiful beaches, amazing bridges, and it's got a more relaxed vibe than Ho Chi Minh City.
Okay, I'm sold on the food alone.
Right.
But seriously, how affordable is Vietnam?
Get ready for this one. They estimated you could live comfortably in Vietnam for, get this, $1,200 to $1,500 a month. Rent, food, transportation, even some entertainment.
You're kidding. All right, Vietnam is officially on my retirement bucket list. Where to next?
How about Nicaragua? It's quickly becoming a popular spot for retirees looking for, well, affordability, of course, and maybe a little adventure, too.
Nicaragua. Interesting. Tell me more.
They focused on Granada, described it as a hidden gem with beautiful colonial architecture, laid-back atmosphere, and really friendly locals.
Okay, I'm starting to see the appeal and the cost.
Super affordable. They said around $1,500 a month for a comfortable lifestyle in Granada.
All right, Granada is officially on my radar now.
Yeah.
Colonial charm, friendly people, and a low cost of living. Sounds like a winner. Let's continue our European tour with a stop in Spain. But I'm guessing we're not talking about Madrid or Barcelona here.
You read my mind. The Hopeton Lifestyle podcast, they were all about the Andalusia region.
Andalusia, yeah. Known for that sunny weather, relaxed vibe, and Moorish influences, right?
Exactly. They specifically mentioned Malaga and Seville, which, well, they offer this great mix of history, culture, and stunning scenery.
Malaga and Seville, those are names I know. Always wanted to explore that part of Spain. But how does the cost of living compare to the other places we've talked about?
It's a bit higher, but still affordable, especially compared to the U.S. They estimated around $2,000 a month for a comfortable lifestyle in Andalusia, and they emphasized that Spain's healthcare system is excellent, which is a big consideration for retirees.
That's a good point. Okay, Andalusia's definitely moving up my list. All right, let's hop back across the Atlantic to Panama, known for being super retiree-friendly.
And they've got this awesome program, the Pensionado program, tons of discounts and benefits for retirees.
Discounts like what?
Discounts on flights, public transportation, entertainment, even healthcare. Plus, it's apparently pretty easy for retirees to get residency in Panama.
Wow, sounds like they're really rolling out the red carpet for retirees there.
Any specific places they recommended in Panama?
They mentioned two very different options. Panama
Yeah.
City, which is, modern, cosmopolitan, vibrant nightlife.
Okay, I can see the appeal. What's the other option?
Phuket, a mountain town.
Cool.
Quieter, cooler climate.
Interesting. So you can choose between bustling city life and tranquil mountain retreat. Not bad. What about the cost of living in Panama?
It depends on your lifestyle and where you choose to live. They estimated around $2,200 a month for a comfortable life in Panama City and closer to $1,800 in Phuket.
Okay, so still quite affordable, especially with those Pensionado program benefits. All right, I'm sensing a theme here. Warm weather, beautiful scenery, and a lower cost of living. What's next?
How about a destination that might surprise you?
Colombia.
Colombia. I know it's had its challenges in the past, but I've also heard amazing things about how it's changed in recent years. What did they have to say about Colombia as a retirement destination?
They acknowledged its past, but stressed that a lot of cities, especially Medellin, have undergone a huge transformation.
Medellin, yeah. It's got that stunning mountain setting, right?
Exactly. They highlighted its arts and culture scene and how welcoming the people are.
I've heard great things. How about the cost of living there?
They estimated around $1,500 a month for a comfortable lifestyle in Medellin. Rent, food, transportation, entertainment, the whole shebang.
Wow, that's amazing. I'm definitely adding Colombia to my list of places to research. Okay, last but not least, let's head to Southeast Asia. Thailand.
Ah, Thailand. The Hopeton Lifestyle folks, they were all about Chiang Mai.
Chiang Mai, yeah. Stunning beaches, ancient temples, delicious food. What's not to love?
Right. And they described Chiang Mai as this place where tradition and modern life just blend together seamlessly. Relaxed atmosphere, beautiful natural surroundings, and a very affordable cost of living.
I've seen pictures. It looks magical. What makes it so appealing for retirees specifically?
Well, Besides all the obvious draws, they talked about the strong sense of community there. There's a large expat community that's really active. They organize social events, activities, support groups.
That's great, especially when you're new to a place. So, how does the cost of living in Chiang Mai compare to the other Southeast Asian destinations we've talked about?
It's right up there with Vietnam in terms of affordability. They estimated you could live very comfortably in Chiang Mai for around $1,500 a month. Rent, food, transportation, healthcare, even some fun money.
Incredible. It sounds like Chiang Mai offers the perfect mix of adventure, relaxation, culture, and affordability. Right, we've covered a lot of ground today, from the beaches of Mexico to the mountains of Colombia, the bustling cities of Vietnam, to the tranquil towns of Costa Rica.
It's amazing how many affordable options there are out there for retirees who want to, stretch their budget and experience something new.
Absolutely. And what's so cool is that each destination has its own unique vibe. It's not just about finding the cheapest place, it's about finding the place that really speaks to you.
Exactly. Finding the place that aligns with your interests, your values, and your vision for what you want retirement to be.
So how do we go from dreaming about retirement to actually making it happen?
That's where the real work begins. They had some insightful tips on how to approach the decision-making process.
Okay, I'm all ears. What did they suggest?
Well, first and foremost, they said you need to get crystal clear on your retirement vision.
My retirement vision.
Yeah, like what kind of lifestyle do you picture for yourself? What are your priorities?
Okay, I can see that. Do I want to be in the heart of it all or tucked away in a quiet village? Do I want a big expat community or to really immerse myself in a new culture?
Exactly. And once you have a good handle on that, you can start evaluating those destinations based on, the more practical factors.
Like what? Give me the nitty-gritty details.
They talked a lot about healthcare, which obviously is a top concern for retirees.
Makes sense.
They stressed the importance of researching the healthcare system in each potential destination.
Definitely. Some countries have universal health care. Others rely on private insurance. It's crucial to understand how it all works and what kind of coverage you'll need.
Right. Like they mentioned Portugal's excellent healthcare system.
Yeah, did they go into any specifics about that?
Oh, yeah. They pointed out that Portugal has both public and private healthcare options, and that the quality of care is generally really high.
Good to know. So what else should we be thinking about?
They talked about visa and residency requirements.
Oh, right, because some countries make it easier than others for retirees to relocate, right?
Exactly, like Panama with their pensionado program.
Yeah, that sounded amazing. Remind me, what were some of the perks they mentioned?
Well, on top of those discounts we talked about earlier, they highlighted some significant financial benefits.
Financial benefits. Okay, I'm listening.
Like retirees in Panama can import their household goods tax-free.
Seriously?
Yeah, which can save a ton of money when you're moving abroad.
That's incredible.
Plus, they get half-price entertainment like movies and sporting events.
Okay, Panama is sounding better and better. What else?
Cultural fit. Will you be comfortable with the local customs and traditions? Are you willing to learn a new language?
Right, because moving abroad is a huge adjustment. You want to make sure you can really belong in your new home.
Definitely. And if language is a concern, they actually suggested paying close attention to the availability of English-speaking services, especially for healthcare.
Oh, that's a good point. It's easy to overlook those practical considerations when you're caught up in the excitement of it all.
Yeah, for sure. They mentioned that in some destinations, like Mexico, English is widely spoken in tourist areas. But it might be harder to find English-speaking doctors or nurses in smaller towns or rural areas.
That's really important to keep in mind. So, healthcare, visas, cultural fit. What about just everyday things, like grocery shopping or getting around town?
They recommended doing some research on the local infrastructure and transportation options.
Okay, so, like, if you're not comfortable driving in a foreign country, you'd want to pick a place with good public transportation.
Right. And they specifically mentioned that Vietnam, with its network of affordable buses and taxis, is a great option for people who prefer not to drive.
Good to know.
Yeah.
What else should we add to our checklist?
They talked about safety and security, which is obviously a major concern.
Yeah, for sure. You always want to feel safe in your new home.
Absolutely. They recommended researching crime rates and checking travel advisories.
Good advice. They mentioned Colombia as a possibility, and I know it has, well, a bit of a checkered past.
They did acknowledge that, but they emphasized that things have changed drastically in recent years, particularly in cities like Medellin.
So it's much safer now.
Yeah, they said the crime rate in Medellin has dropped significantly, It's considered quite safe these days.
That's good to hear. Okay, so we've got healthcare, visas, cultural fit, transportation, safety.wes.
They touched on the importance of staying connected with loved ones back home.
Oh, right, because retirement's all about new adventures. But you still want to keep those connections strong.
Exactly. They suggested considering the ease and cost of travel between your chosen destination and your home country.
Makes sense? Some of these places, like Thailand and Vietnam, are pretty far from the U.S. Did they offer any advice for staying connected over long distances?
They talked about how important technology is these days.
Video calls, social media, that kind of thing.
Exactly. And they also suggested planning regular visits back home or inviting loved ones to visit you in your new paradise.
That's a great idea. Turn your retirement into a global adventure for your loved ones, too.
I love that.
Okay, I'm feeling a lot less overwhelmed now. We've got a solid checklist of factors to consider, and it's clear that it's all about finding the right fit for your individual needs and priorities.
Exactly. This list is just a starting point.
Right, it's just the beginning.
The Hopeton Lifestyle folks, they really emphasized that the most important thing is to do your own research, talk to expats who've already made the move, and if possible, visit your top contenders to experience them firsthand.
Right, because nothing beats actually being there, soaking it all in, and seeing if the reality matches your expectations.
They even share this funny story about a couple who had their hearts set on retiring to this one beach town in Mexico.
Oh no, what happened?
Well, when they visited, they realized it was way too touristy and crowded for them.
Oof, yeah, that's a good point. Sometimes those picture-perfect places aren't all they're cracked up to be.
Exactly. And in the end, they ended up falling in love with this quieter, more off-the-beaten-path town that they hadn't even considered before their trip.
You never know what you might discover until you get out there and explore.
So true.
This is starting to feel less like a daunting task and more like an exciting adventure.
That's the spirit.
I'm feeling inspired and ready to take action. But where do we even begin? We've got this list of 10 incredible destinations, each with its own unique appeal. How do we go from dreaming about retirement to actually making it happen?
Well, the Hopeton Lifestyle podcast had some great advice on that. They stress the importance of moving from general exploration to, focused research.
Focused research, okay. So let's say I'm really intrigued by Vietnam, specifically Chiang Mai. What's the next step?
They recommended diving deep into online resources, but ones that are specifically geared towards expats.
Expat-specific resources, okay. What kind of things are we talking about?
Think forums, blogs, Facebook groups, places where people who've already made the move share their firsthand experiences.
Oh, that's smart. It's one thing to read a generic travel guide, but it's a whole different ballgame to hear from people who are actually living the retirement dream in Chiang Mai.
Right. And you can get insights into all sorts of things.
Like what?
Everything from the practical stuff like finding housing and setting up utilities to the more, nuanced stuff like adapting to the local culture.
Oh, that's so helpful, like having a virtual mentor guiding you through the process.
Exactly. They even suggested looking for blogs or vlogs created by expat retirees in Chiang Mai.
Okay, now that's an idea I can get behind. So much more helpful than just browsing through generic travel websites.
Right. It's like getting a sneak peek into what daily life is really like.
The challenges, the highlights, the whole 9 yards. Did they have any other research tips?
Absolutely. They emphasize the importance of, crunching the numbers.
Numbers, like what kind of numbers?
Well, those cost of living estimates we talked about earlier, they're a good starting point.
Right, $1,500 a month, $2,000 a month.
But you'll want to create a personalized budget based on your specific needs and lifestyle expectations.
Okay, that makes sense. Because, $1,500 might be plenty for someone who loves to cook at home and explore on foot, but it might not cut it for someone who prefers to dine out all the time or travel a lot.
Exactly. And they suggested using online budget calculators designed for expats.
Expat budget calculators, cool.
Yeah, you can input your estimated expenses for housing, food, transportation, healthcare, entertainment, and get a more realistic idea of how far your money will actually go.
That takes the guesswork out of it.
Yeah.
But let's be real. No amount of online research can truly replace the experience of actually being there,
You
right?
hit the nail on the head. They were big advocates for scouting trips.
Scouting trips, I like the sound of that.
Yeah, if you're serious about retiring abroad, they highly recommend visiting your top contenders to experience them firsthand.
Okay, sign me up for a scouting trip to Chiang Mai. But seriously, what should I be focusing on? during those visits. It's not like I'll be lounging on the beach the whole time, right?
Well, they actually gave some specific advice for making the most of those scouting trips.
Okay, tell me everything.
They said to go beyond the tourist attractions and spend time in neighborhoods where you could actually see yourself living.
Oh, that's a good idea. Get a feel for what it would be like to actually live there.
Right. Talk to expats, attend local events, check out the grocery stores and restaurants. Try to get a sense of the rhythm of daily life.
Like a test drive for your retirement. Do they have any other tips?
They suggested checking out the healthcare facilities.
Makes sense. Especially if you're considering a long-term move, you want to be comfortable with the local healthcare options.
Exactly. You can even schedule a consultation with an English-speaking doctor just to get a better understanding of the healthcare system.
That's brilliant. Okay, so let's say I've done my research. I visited my top choices, and I'm ready to take the plunge. What's next?
That's when things get really exciting. Time to start planning the logistics of your move.
Logistics. Okay, so what kind of things are we talking about?
Everything. Selling your current home, finding housing in your new location, sorting out your finances, figuring out the visa process.
Ooh, that's a lot to handle. Sounds almost as overwhelming as choosing the destination in the first place.
It can be a bit daunting, but don't worry, there are resources available to help you. Well, they actually recommended working with a relocation specialist.
A relocation specialist?
Yeah, someone who specializes in helping retirees move abroad.
Oh, that's a good idea.
They can guide you through every step, from finding the right moving company to dealing with all the legal and financial stuff.
Knowing that there are experts out there who can help with all those nitty-gritty details makes the whole thing feel so much more manageable.
Right. And remember, you're not alone in this journey. There's a whole community of expats out there who've gone through this process.
That's reassuring.
They're often more than happy to share their experiences and offer advice.
This deep dive has been such an eye-opening experience. I came in feeling a bit overwhelmed by all the options, but now I feel, I don't know, empowered, like I can actually do this.
That's what we like to hear.
And who knows, maybe in a few years I'll be sending you a postcard from my beachfront bungalow in Thailand or my cozy cottage in the Portuguese countryside.
I'll be looking forward to it.
And in the meantime, keep those fascinating articles and podcasts coming. We're always ready for another deep dive.
Always.
That's right. To all our listeners out there, happy retirement planning. We hope this deep dive has sparked your wanderlust and inspired you to explore all those incredible possibilities that await you in your golden years.